Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the Ki-61 here in realistic battles on Guadalcanal. And I want to present you this battle for a reason. I want to give you some advices how to use bombers in several ways and also how to make kind of an unusual attempt to grind them. Especially the newly added bombers are outstanding in certain capabilities. And I almost forgot a way of grinding that I used to do in arcade. Yes, again, one of those stories. Now, first of all, this is a night battle and we have clouds. Not the best hunting conditions. Wait, you are a medium bomber. You are hunting nothing. I want to hunt bombers, other bombers, especially American bombers. Choose CP-17s, the more challenging B-25s. Yeah, this is a bit of a mouthful. Now, I already made a video on the Lincoln where I do something similar. And again, thank you, America. The same goes to a certain degree to the Russians. And their bombers have certain advantages. They spawn at a certain altitude with a certain speed and have a lot of defensive gunners. But a lot of the bombers that you actually face do not really have belly gunners, are vulnerable, and that actually was the concept of the schräge Musik, or strange music, which was a synonym for jazz in the Second World War, or even before that, which was forbidden by the Nazi Party, but that's a completely different story. What I want to talk about is, to attack a bomber from below is challenging as a fighter, and when you overshoot, you then are stalling out for the best possible solutions for their defensive gunners. So why not make your defensive gunners offensive gunners? Especially for the Japanese, this with the new added bombers, I thought they are nothing special, and to be honest, bomb load wise, they really suck, okay? But they have a 20mm gunner that perform really well. Now in this battle, the plane is mostly spaded, not many upgrades are necessary. The most important part is that the defensive gunners are fully upgraded. Now it is debatable which kind of ammunition you would use for the 12.7s, but I use the obvious one. I use the one with the most APIT in it. So that is the last belt, universal belt. The default belt is actually not that bad, but I really do not trust default belts at all. Just because for the turret I try to unlock the universal belt as far as possible. Now the battle here has a particular reason why I want you to show it. It's quick, it's sturdy, and it's effective. Why? Because I activated a 500% research point booster. And that is the message. Don't waste big boosters, single boosters on stopped vehicles, especially tanks and something like bombers. Don't do it. Why? For numerous reasons. Test out the matchmaker, test out the plane. What can you do? With which unusual idea can you come up to guarantee a little bit of income? Okay? Especially when it's something like a 500% booster that I activated here. Now, the thing is, I usually get other maps, but it was quite a coincidence that I got this map when I tested out, the plane today. And I activated the booster just before this battle. I didn't like to do it because it actually proved very nice and effective to do it with on other maps where you could intercept American bombers, where you could see them from far range and you could turn into them. Not in this battle, however, but just the visuals. Look at the flag. It looks amazing. Obviously that gives my position away and there are clouds, but still I am kind of in a contrast position to what I wanted to be. Yes, I made my torpedo count and that was the best that I could do in this position, so again improvising a little bit. The Ki-67, how is it actually? Well, you saw footage in my DuckTalks 28, the 4 years anniversary edition, and I have to say it's a little bit trollish. Both versions. The second version actually has one advantage, and that is a better rear turret. Speaking of rear turrets and defensive armament, we have our first customer, a Spitfire Mark F. Yeah, it's some Griffin. It was some Griffin. The second one has a bit more luck, and he sparks a lot of my shells. And yeah, at the end of the day, one gunner jams. I make numerous hits on him, but not a knockout blow like on the first one. I try to get him into a firing solution, but then the instructor plays crazy and lets me dip into the water. I didn't give any controls to do so. What a shame. So that was that battle. Let's have a look at the second battle. And we are here facing the Russians. And look at this maneuver. I should have recorded more of it, but the maneuver was brilliant. I set myself in front of the enemy bomber and I hammer him. Bit more lead? Thank you! Thank you! It's so nice when it works. Now this is of course a tricky situation. You don't really do this against bombers with frontal armament. B-25s are very tricky. You don't do this against the Germans. Okay, with the Japanese you don't face the Germans, but against the Do-217, especially the E versions, you don't do this. Now, obviously the enemy can easily avoid it, by turning away, which the Year 2 tried to do. It was just a little bit too late and I saw off his wing. But usually the enemy has to cooperate. Again, thank you American teams, because they just fly their planes in a straight line. Now, again, back to the boosters. Separate your silver line boosters and your research point boosters. For me, I always use research point boosters either for power grinding in conjunction with a premium account and a premium vehicle. That makes the most use of both of them. But when I want to spade a vehicle, I don't use silver lines for it. That again is better for in conjunction with premium vehicles, especially premium planes. I would recommend still the premium P-47 from the Germans. It's just highly effective and it gives me a lot of big rewards. 100,000, 200,000, even 300,000 silver lines per battle in conjunction with a booster are nothing spectacular, to be honest. One of the best income battles that I've ever had was over 700,000, and it was in arcade with the premium Wellington bombing stuff, and many people just underestimate how much income it gives you. But why would you never use it on a stock vehicle? As I said in the beginning, it doesn't guarantee you success. Stock gunners, stock belts, they overheat. Then you have no bomb load in this term with as an example for a bomber. The same goes for tanks. Do you have the shell necessary to deliver the knockout blow? Do you have the precision to aim for weak spots? Do you have the repair kit or the fire extinguisher that you need to stay in battle if you get hit unluckily? And then to blow through a 500% booster when getting knocked out with the first shell, which you could otherwise, work around with fire extinguisher and repair kit, is highly frustrating. There are smaller boosters, like 15% boosters, that you can use for like, let's say, 10 battles or 20 battles even. They are better for this kind of grinding. Now, this is not a guide on, that tries to claim a full complement on arguments, how to use them. But I also wanted to show you there are sometimes unusual ways how to make planes work. I never expected it to do it with the Japanese bombers like that. In fact, to just go around and hunt enemy bombers and even enemy planes. Furthermore, to participate in dogfights to, confuse the enemy, give my fighters breathing space. You will see it in the Lincoln video as well, if I have not already uploaded it. I already made it, but you get the point. So, planes offer so much variety. Knowing your ground units, knowing your payload, knowing what to do with the bomb load is of course very important for a bomber, no doubt about that. But the Japanese medium bombers just suck at their bomb load. That is a fact, especially when it's stock. 50 kilogram bombs, they just don't cut it. And even the 250 kilogram bombs or the one torpedo, yeah, you can take out one target, you can halfway destroy a mini base, but that's about it. Hunting planes is actually more fun, it's faster, challenging, and it confuses the hell out of the enemy. It trolls them a little bit. And when you knock one down, you actually are a positive aspect for your teammate, especially when you hunt enemy bombers such as B-17s, or in this case ER-2s. Why? Because they take a lot of damage. You can take also the damage from certain defensive gunners, and you have the altitude. And also your fighters don't waste the ammunition that they can use otherwise against fighters. Bombers take a lot of punishment, but you're a bomber as well. So it's up on you how you use your skill. So I used now my payload effectively to the point. By the time I make it back to the base, while getting shredded by AAA, I was the last player alive. Strangely, the rest of my team crashed, and so I decided to repair and bail out. It was a defeat, but I had quite an income at this battle. So I make a pause right here, and that was the result screen from the first battle. Just 30,000 silver lines, but 17,000 vehicle research points. Now in this result screens it's a little bit bugged because it just shows the results of the non-premium effect for the engine injection and the Ki-67-I Otsu research that I played in the previous battle, or in the second battle that I showed you. After I closed the kind of window, it got me rewarded, so the boosters gets applied afterwards, which is a bit strange, but you know, at the end of the day you get the results. So let's have a quick look at some statistics. While the rest of the Japanese kill to death ratios are not that impressive for what Japanese planes can actually do, the Ki-67-I Co, which is the first Ki-61 and also the first one that I showed you, let's have a quick look at this. I played 17 battles. I died 15 times in them, but I took down 17 planes and destroyed just 7 ground units. And it was a hell of a fun doing that, and I'm looking forward to do it with the Otsu as well. Now this is just what you can do with this specific bomber. Every other bomber has a specific playstyle and options, and in this respect, you know, don't worry. If you want to spade them, there's always an option, always a possibility. It might not be obvious, but the Ki-67s are very maneuverable, they are very trollish, very fun, very fast, and just not your usual bomber. The Ki-67-I Co truly benefits from the defensive gunners like the 20mm and the single 12.7 for the rear, but the arrangement of the turrets is a bit weird. On the Otsu it's quite better. You have a dual 12.7 for the back and the additional 20mm, and so I guess I will perform even better if I just try hard enough. So that's it for me today. I hope you liked the video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see each other in the skies of War Thunder.